Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. I know I haven't done one of these in a while, so I figured I should redo my variable tutorial because I realized I hadn't covered a specific variable, which probably none of you guys are ever going to use, but it would be very helpful for you guys to be able to use in case you wanted to and such. And also, there was an update with Skript, probably not super recently, I would say in the last few months or so, which sort of changed the format of how you write a certain variable. So I thought I should cover that because this change is very effective and it's a lot better than the old way I showed in my previous video, which is probably not going to be up right now because this video is basically going to replace it. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is basically a demonstration of what each variable looks like, including the new one I have found, or learned of, I guess I should say. So you have the local variable, of course, and that just shows up as a variable with an underscore in it. And then I'm going to do this, that just, an L, that just means new line. And then you have list variables, and those are a bit different. They look like that. They have a asterisk at the end and two colons, and they can also be list variables. Alright, and now the next one we have is called a global variable. And that one just looks like that. It has nothing special. And then the last one, which I did not cover in my previous video, or the video that's taken down right now because this one's replacing it, is your RAM variable. And this one has an asterisk, and I'll go over that as to why that is and what exactly it does in the future. Alright, so those are variables. So let's go over on how to use them. I won't be covering how to use RAM because I'll just be talking a bit about how a RAM variable works and what it is even later. So we're going to have a variable test command here, have a number for an argument that will it will set a local variable to that argument. And then it will send this, if I can type here, okay, is a local variable. Alright, and variable test2, that will also include a number, and that will set a global variable to the first argument. And then it will send that the previous variable didn't save. Okay, it didn't save. Boom. So that will just show up as none, essentially. And then we're going to do a new line here. And then this will say, this one will. Ta-da! Cool. And now that we've got that, we will do our variable test3. This needs to be a command. That's why it's giving me that red line. That will also include a number. This will demonstrate list variables. Add arg1 to nums. That's our list variable. Then it will send that our previous variable, which in this case was num, saved, and it will show actually what the value is, just to prove that it's saved. And then we're going to do a new line, and then list variable can hold multiple values, and then it will just show that variable there. Bam. Cool. Alright, and then we're going to do one more line to showcase how you can use list variables in the way I had shown in an older video on coding for Skript. Right click, if player's held item is gold ingot, add 1 to gold. Here's a change, just player. So previously you had to do the annoying thing of player's UUID every single time, and that was kind of annoying because, I mean, it was extra information you didn't really need. But now you can just do player, and it will automatically put in the player's UUID, which is really nice. So we'll remove one of event item from player, and then send action bar gold, and then it will send the gold of the player. And then it will also send a little bit of information on what this variable actually looks like in game. It will look kind of confusing, but it will look like it will make more sense in game because this is just the file for it, so it might look a little confusing right now. There we go. Close that bracket, do that. And then I'll change the color of that as well. Alright, cool. So that's pretty much the entire code I have made for showing a demonstration for all these variables. So let me go and modify a couple things real quick on my end to show them in game basically. Alright, so I did make some changes compared to the original file. And I just need to add them real quick. Cool. Alright, almost done. Cool. And then this last part here, not a major change. Okay, I would say that is about good. Yep, that's good. Okay, now I can reload it. Script. Okay, let me just close out all that information. Script reload. I have a lot of scripts here because this is my private server, but this is the main one. Alright, so we do variables. You can see these are all the different variables. The local, list, global, and the RAM, which I will cover after I show these other commands. Variable, test, and we're going to do 5. 5 is a local variable. Now we're going to do the second one, and we're going to put 10. So yep, it shows that it didn't save, it's now none, but that one will, because it's 10. So now we do variable test3, just do that real quick. I'm going to add 100, 9, 4, 5, it doesn't really matter, it can be really any number. Right, and then we're going to add 1, or let's add 0. So that one saved, and then the list variable holds all those values, which can be used for many different things. Alright, so now let's do the gold thing, and then I will cover the RAM variable. Bam. 1 gold. And it doesn't matter if it's a stack. If you're doing stuff like a consumable, you want to make sure it's not if player's held item is 1 gold ingot. Otherwise they have to do it like this. and that's much longer compared to just like spamming it like that. So I'll explain why it says what it does right now. So right now it's adding gold to a list variable, but it's not setting it to like a value like 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's setting it to me. So as it adds gold, it's actually adding it to that. And the percents is just the player. So if I remove one of those percents as a text, it'll just say Luke Skywalker, which is what it's adding it to. So save, and then if we reload that, and then we right click it, that's the variable it's saving it to. I know that bracket at the end is colored odd. I will fix that real quick. There we go. Cool. And if you get to 1,000, it doesn't abbreviate it, but that's like the only thing about that. Alright, now on to RAM variables. So the thing about RAM variables is that you can't use them normally. So what I mean by that is if you try, like, if you go right now into Skript and try and make a RAM variable and you don't, it's like your first time using it, it's not going to work. The reason why is because it's typically disabled in Skript by default. So you have to enable it in the config to do that. So you have to go into the Skript config and then you can enable RAM variables. So basically what RAM variables actually do is they're saved in the server's RAM. Meaning if you were to set like 1,000, 10,000 to like your RAM variable, you're going to set your RAM variable to 10,000. When the server stops, that value is going to be lost. So yeah, that's basically what a RAM variable does, and not many people really know about it. I definitely didn't until I was told about it. But yeah, I guess they could be useful if you wanted to like set up a shop that had static values, because then like you could like when the server starts it loads all those values, and then when the server stops it just removes those values, and then that means you could also change the file to update the values, and then when the server restarts it updates the values. So yeah, kind of cool, and that basically concludes this tutorial. If any of you guys have any questions like why uh, why I did gold in a different way, or anything like that, just let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and bye!